All right. A lot of aluminum available in the middle there. Iron, aluminum kind of up here. This is really tempting for expansive, actually, right up in this area. I think you can make that work fairly easily. We'll have to see, though. I kind of want to try. I want to try and make expansive work up here. See if I can get it done. It's a bit weird, but I think it's doable. Just found right here. Take some aluminum, some iron, go with it. Try and make it work. It's really, really tempting to me. We've also got that silicon potentially under us. And we haven't gone expansive a whole lot lately. I really do want this area, though, so I'm probably going to found before long. Alright, let's grab it. Let's see, we actually wanted that steel. Come back, steel. Should have waited for the aluminum to hop up before we completely sold out of it, but small mistakes everywhere. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't sell steel, buy steel. There, we're at the 80 steel we need. We've got iron coming in. So we'll be able to expand iron mine steel mills is basically what we'll be going for. Let's check. Bradbury took this spot. He was the first to found. As you can see, even though we founded later than last time, our stock price is still lower. Because we're in a 6-man game now instead of an 8-man game. Herbert came down after that. Oh man, if you drop steel mills in my area. Let's go ahead and grab all these that we want. Let's grab this that we want. Go ahead and start bringing iron in a little bit faster. And we'll just get down these steel mills the moment we can, basically. There we go. Time to buy into glass. Fast as we can. Unfortunately, we're still behind on the steel production, like way behind compared to the scientist. But this iron coming in, we're going to have way too much iron coming in. Not way too much, but a lot more iron than we need, basically, is the idea. We also have a lot more aluminum coming in that we need. A lot of people do, but thankfully those are next to our base. We can fairly easily scrap them out. We're just trying to establish this glass at this point. There we go. Man, iron has skyrocketed in price, but thankfully we have a lot of it set up. I think that's just because Asimov didn't get any iron collection. He got one iron collection at the start. Excuse me, one iron. And everybody else is a scientist, so they have none. And everybody is still throwing down buildings at this stage of the game that actually require iron. So thankfully, this could work out reasonably well for us at the start. The aluminum is not doing well. And the steel isn't either, let's be honest, because this high iron price hurts our steel production, unfortunately. But we still have an extra 2.25 iron coming in a second compared to what we really, really need. So hopefully we'll still be okay. I'm going to let this geo go because I'm thinking, yeah, see, we're very, very high on this map. Very high elevation, and so maybe we're going to turn these into solar panels. Maybe even before we're too terribly long. We do want a lot of aluminum because we're going to need a lot of aluminum eventually, but we shouldn't have to stick on it for forever. Let's go ahead and keep up with what everybody's doing. Bradbury's got reactors going down. I'm not seeing farms yet, so we really want some farms, actually. Let's go ahead and try and get into all the glass we need for that right now. There we go, that'll do. 1, 2, 3. That's enough for 3 farms. Let's grab an extra claim because it's only 1,500, and that's almost always worth. Turn off these steel mills, which we're actually managing to lose money on already. Maybe we just get into farms now instead of the steel. Maybe we just do that. We'll kind of want a goon squad to go along with it, unfortunately, and that's going to be a bit on the expensive side. Okay, iron's coming down. Let's upgrade, turn the steel mills back on. That's all okay. Now we'll just put down our farm somewhere else. Farm should still be solid. Water's a little bit weird right now. We kind of want some water. We can get this good water over here. Hopefully that'll be fine. And then just 3 farms. Bam, 3 farms, just like that. And I think we're going to get out of this aluminum and on into power the moment we can. And hopefully that'll be okay. I think we'll be able to pull that off just fine. We'll let it sit for now until we've made sure we've bought up all the silicon we need to make this work. And then we'll make it happen. We're also going to just want a goon squad the moment we can. Unfortunately, these farms are a bit early. I kind of wish I could pause production for a moment, just to be absolutely certain. Let's go ahead and sell silicon, actually, to make sure we've got this goon squad. Just put it right there. There we go. Buy back the silicon we need. We need 160 silicon, so let's just get up to that point. And then we might just change out these steel mills for silicon quarries for a moment, for a little while. That should be good enough. Get out of here. Into this. Whoa, we didn't even have enough at that point. Hold on. There we go. Let's get into these instead of the steel. Hold on to the aluminum for now, but now we need to start working our way into glass. There is glass production down. Got to be aware of that for something like pirates, for example. Farms are down here. We'll want to freeze those if we can. 1,500 power surge is reasonable. Look at this silicon price, though. That's $77 silicon we've just got flowing in right now. That's incredible. That's fantastic. Water is also super expensive, so our farms aren't really so good. But we do have the water down, and eventually water's price will drop. Wow, I just actually bid on water engine. Well, let's see if we can make it work. Oh, somebody's going to save me from myself. That's what I get for reflex bidding like that. Just be like, yeah, it's a bid. I'm just going to take it. Why not? Oh, people are actually bidding on this. I don't know what to say about that. Don't bid on water engine. Next patch, bid on water engine. It's going to swap automatically to use whatever cost least. Water engine, cold fusion, they're going to be awesome. This patch, not so much. Not so much on the water engines. Let's see, a claim is only 3k, so I was talking about doing a freeze. We're not going to do a freeze. We're going to grab another 3k claim, because a 3k claim at this point, we're making good money from the silicon and the water, so that I am entirely comfortable with, going ahead and grabbing it up. Not an issue at all. Let's sell down some glass, make sure we have exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. Turn off the farms, because those have managed to go bad somehow. Get down an extra solar panel, and let's upgrade. Let's upgrade. Let's fine. We'll put down more water production. Sheesh, game. You guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely crazy, all you scientific players. And let's get into a bit more steel again. There we are. Another option is to go ahead and get some glass production down. We're kind of bringing silicon down slowly. I see some glass. It's so hard to keep up with what scientifics are doing. You've got to pay careful attention. But not a ridiculous amount. Like, not enough glass to say, hey, glass is really bad, maybe you shouldn't do that, you know? Man, we have flooded iron completely. Let's actually scrap this guy and make another steel mill for the time being. Sell down some iron. Let's grab a claim. There we go. That lets us actually really easily just do this. And be like, bam, glass and silicon. Man, food. Food, why are you so bad right now? I'm almost tempted to Goon Squad this guy, making me 400 a second. Whereas these guys are making me very little. I think they're still worth it to leave online, but not by much. Not by much at all. Alright, Herbert's getting bought by Asimov. Asimov also has a very high stock price. He's got multiple geotherms set up, working with this power. So he has almost as much power production as we do. But Herbert's managed to defend himself quite effectively, so I don't know how much we need to worry about it. We'll just, like, tap Asimov and be like, hey, you know, we know what you're up to. Maybe calm down a little bit, you know? This is what we're going to do. Okay. Let's buy up the electronics we're going to need. Silicon's kind of okay, or sorry, aluminum's kind of okay, but not absolutely necessary to have. Don't really need more power right now. Kind of looking at an engineering lab somewhere. Grab a Goon Squad. Let's see, we could add to our food a bit, since water's well on the way down at this point. And we could just get down some chem production. I think chems are looking good right now. Got to figure out kind of where to put them, but right here could work okay. Kind of in this area could work okay. A bit on pirates with all these scientifics in the game. Sheesh. Okay, so chems. If I want to do chems... We can just go like right here for chems. Try and make that work. That's a little bit awkward though. That's a lot of stuff right next to each other. Maybe right here? I'm still thinking right here is maybe our best bet. We could also do in this area, but that mess opens me up to power surges and EMPs all over the place. I don't really want to mess with that if I don't have to. Sell some there. Let's go ahead and grab maybe one more iron mine. We can move all these around later if we have to. They're just so close to the base, which is why we picked expansive here. Because you can really spread out into these resources as expansive very easily. So it didn't matter that they were a little bit separated. And still, it was a fantastic spot, let's be honest. It was an absolutely fantastic spot. Can't complain about it at all. Alright, steel is still really good. Chems are still what I really, really want, though. Really want chems. Let's just drop 3 chem labs, like, right here. See if we can make that work. 36,000 for the pirates. Alright, well... We can buy a bit into Niven. That should be okay. Aluminum's so good. I'm almost tempted to start scrapping solar panels, but it's a bit of a risk to just let power go, so I don't know if it's the right call. Keep selling down glass. We can just put down an Offworld. We have to scrap something, but we can do it, so I'm thinking it's the right call. We'll just scrap a little steel. Get that established right there. I gotta remember, our Offworld is super cheap because we're expansive. That's not something I was factoring in my head. That's something I definitely should have been considering, is this idea that, like, I wanted an Offworld. I didn't even think about the fact we're expansive this game. Offworlds are incredible. Like, Offworlds are the everything at this point. Okay, Asimov, you need about 80,000 to get the purchase, Asimov, and you are nowhere close to that, so we're in a good spot when it comes to you. Let's grab another Goon Squad for our Offworld. I don't think we want 2 Offworlds right away, even though they're fairly cheap. I don't think we quite want that. We'll go ahead and grab up 100 electronics if we can. There we go. Not seeing electronics price come down anytime soon, so we've got those established for when we want that Offworld later, eventually. Alright, and let's start buying into some Niven. Let's start doing that. That looks fine. Chems starting to be bad. We'll get reactors down instead. That's all just fine. Here's the Offworld online, and we're shipping oxygen for the time being. So we're shipping oxygen for the time being. There we go. Got it started. We got a Goon Squad saved up. Wish we could buy another Goon Squad, but, you know, such is life. Let's keep going on this steel production. Sell down some iron, just fine. And let's keep buying into our Niven opponent. Should be just fine. Carbon's a little iffy right now. Could be nice to go ahead and get down, like, scrap some of these out. Maybe get down some electronics production even. Maybe we'll just go for the second Offworld. We have enough Goon Squads at this point that I think we can almost get away with this. Just being like Offworld, sell down food, Offworld, Goon Squadded. We have Goon Squads on both now. That's the big deal. That's why I went ahead and went for 2, is we have Goon Squads on both. We'll just auto-send oxygen for the time being. Hopefully that's fine. We might even want to scrap out of food for now and just get into electronics. That sounds decent. Carbon's a little iffy with that. We want a patent lab if we're going to do things like that. Let's turn these all off. Get them destroyed. Be like, patent lab here. Maybe just silicon quarry here. That can work. We'll go with it. This aluminum is so good, but power is so iffy. Still going to do it. Still going to just do it. I'm going to go for it. My stock price is reasonable. We have the ability to keep buying into people. We're just going to do it. We're going to go for it, and we're going to head for this geotherm to help out just a bit. Steel mills are still okay because we've upgraded them. So that's all fine. Water's not doing so hot, but man, did water carry us for so long. Water carried us so well for so long. It was absolutely incredible. And I talked about getting out of these farms and into electronics despite Carbon's price. We're still going to do that, I think. We're still going to do that because electronics are just so expensive. And especially because we're also moving into aluminum. We didn't get that geo. That's probably okay. Okay, we just need to keep buying Goon Squads, though. We absolutely have to keep buying Goon Squads and have to keep buying Niven. This is our game plan. We got to stick to it. Keep buying Niven. Get this electronics production down. We've got a little power down, not as much as I'd like. I would love a new claim at some point, for example. Would be fantastic. Let's keep upgrading. We'll upgrade electronics. There we are. Could move back into chems at some point, but I think the reactors are still okay. So I'm not going to worry about it too much, and just keep buying Niven. Niven, what do you have? What am I acquiring from you? Some reactors, that's fine. Some silicon. You have to have something else somewhere. He's got this iron tile that he's not really using too much right now. Okay, the Offworlds are still auto-launching, so that's all fine. There we go. We got Niven bought. That's good. We want to go after Asimov next. Asimov's a big deal right now. Okay. C. Nolan is down. Let's get... We were talking about carbon scrubbing. Let's go for that first, then we'll head to thinking machines. Let's grab another Goon Squad. We got to keep those up while they're cheap. That's all fine. Power's gone nuts. Absolutely nuts. But we have 3 claims. So we're just going to drop 2 of them into power right now. And 1 of them into a patent lab right over here. And we'll try and get to superconductor. We've got a little power here. That's fine. We've got a little iron here. That's fine. This steel mills are bad. Let's get those turned off. And we can get to an upgrade and maybe just grab some carbon. I know we've got carbon scrubbing coming, but I think carbon is still the right call. I wish that when I hit Q here, it would prioritize, it would make sure to also highlight some carbon, because that's what I'm looking for right now. It's not highlighting carbon for me at the moment, and I think it should. I really think it should. Let's upgrade electronics a bit more. Let's get down some engineering labs. I'm thinking here and here, and we'll leave it at that. We'll just take some carbon now. Carbon scrubbing. we did not get because Wells got it, so we do not have access to it. So we'll have to consider that for the rest of this game. All kinds of silicon we'll just go ahead and sell down. Thinking machines we want. Nanotech we kind of want. We'll go for those. And let's just buy an Asimov at this point. If we get Asimov, the rest of this game should mostly clean itself up. Food, water is amazing. Alright, Asimov got to a buy. Unfortunately, we were a little bit slow to actually starting our purchase, so this is going to be a lot more expensive than it could have been. And we're going to have to worry about the counter buy from him as well at this point, because we set it aside for too long. Somebody tried to break our stuff. Which one? They went after this one. We can bid on that. That's actually really good for us. We can get some silicon bonuses going there. And speaking of silicon, let's get into some glass production, especially because if we're going to go there and we're going to get silicon, right? Which is the plan. Just be like silicon, silicon, silicon. Or not silicon, silicon, silicon. Hold on. Out there. Glass over here. Silicon goes here, right? Then we still have plenty of silicon production, so we'll be okay. How are the electronics doing? Not very good. Good thing we're upgrading them and pulling in a lot of carbon. Let's get out of... Let's actually sell down aluminum. We don't need to leave aluminum yet. Asimov is going after us. Hopefully we can go ahead and kill him. Let's buy into that a bit. Turn the steel back on. Steel is fine. Water, or food is kind of good if we can get into it. I'm a bit worried at this point. I don't know if we can quite do this to Asimov. But we've got Offworld launches coming. We have electronics to sell down. The shortage helps out a lot in the long term. 261 is what we need right now to finish him. He's not even to the point where he can buy a single one of our stock at the moment, which is a big deal. Definitely a big deal. We've got that electronics upgrade coming out. We could go ahead and maybe start something else.
We caught a dirty rat trying to break our stuff.
Okay, we're not going to actually regoon at this point because we kind of want to just keep pushing. We did get frozen, which absolutely sucks. I'm going for this push. I don't want to buy myself. What do we need? 273. There's just... Oh, man, there is so much pressure raining down on us. I guess I'm going to buy myself up. It is the safer call in a lot of ways, especially because I'm just frozen everywhere. That said, we need to start thinking about something other than what we're making now. So let's just get all this into food. Try and make that work. Whoa, the cell over there, though. That is a big deal. We got that bought up. Now it's only 143 we have to push for. I still need to, I think, secure my last little bit of stock. Oh, no, Bradbury bought me. So I am completely safe at this point, I think. The patent labs are running. We didn't get carbon scrubbing like we wanted, which absolutely sucks. But we still got quite a lot done. Let's upgrade carbon production with the little amount of cash we have on hand. And we're just going to look for this 145,000 to finish off Asimov. It should not be a problem whatsoever. And that wraps up the entire game at that point. I don't know why Bradbury decided to swing it even more in my direction than it already was. But I'm not really going to argue right now. Not really going to argue. Go, Super Offworlds. We will actually go ahead and regoon at this point. Just to be absolutely 100% certain. Come on. Give me the launches. They're not actually making all that much right now. This is why I don't auto-send very often, because I should be sending fuel right now instead of the oxygen that I'm sending. But it's all wrapped up at this point, so it doesn't really matter. Let's improve oxygen production. Let's improve food production. I really wish we had gotten to carbon scrubbing, but Wells had to take it from us. Thankfully, it's not really an issue. And the game is still completely and totally over. Let's get out of the aluminum here. Bradbury's selling out of us. It doesn't really matter all that much. Let's grab that reactor. Buy out Wells. Thank you. I wish I had your carbon scrubbing. Because these electronics, I mean, they're still making us money, but it's only because we upgraded them so hard, right? It's literally only because we upgraded them so hard that they are making us any amount of money whatsoever right now. And it's really all about these carbon tiles we took. And frankly, this water is also extremely valuable because we're just managing to burn so much water everywhere. Like, let's turn off those farms. The reactors are still okay, I guess. Not that big a deal. Chems are coming in from somewhere. I didn't even really look at the territories that I acquired. It was just kind of a case of, well, I'm not going to worry about it. Because the whole game's over anyway, so why bother? Oxygen went a lot higher than I thought it would, though. Sheesh. All these steel mills barely doing anything. Glass furnaces barely doing anything. At least we have a good surplus of water coming in now. And that's going to be GG. All right. Not the worst game ever. It wasn't perfect by any measure, but it was good enough to get the job done. I really liked our spot. I was fairly comfortable with the amount we paid for it, right? We weren't low enough that everybody was after us, which was good. Like, it wasn't a clear case of everybody go kill that guy because it's easy. So we kind of just sat there, like not messing around in stock, not getting messed with all that much until we got to those off-worlds and got to a buy. And then everyone was terrified, but it was just way too late for them to do anything. So that was a nice, easy, straightforward game. All this aluminum early carried us through. That was fantastic. We managed to get into power at a reasonable time. But seriously, though, we started with, let's look at this. We started with aluminum, iron, and silicon all right here, and it all went completely unmolested. Completely. That is perfect for an expansive player. That's exactly the kind of thing you're looking for. I absolutely loved that expansive game. It was ridiculous. It wasn't played perfectly, but it was nice, clean, and simple. The off-worlds are so easy to get to. Off-worlds were nice and valuable. It just wasn't a big deal. It didn't hurt that we had an easy buy at some point, right? Now, if we had to, the person we would have gunned down was Gameslayer, our Asimov player, because he got aggressive on Herbert, but we saw that Herbert had defended himself fairly effectively, so we stopped kind of working on Asimov. We just left that one stock there, and instead we went after a weak player of our own that we could more effectively take down, because we had delayed our attempt to take it down significantly, and also Herbert was in a much stronger position because he was successfully making money. Like, you can go after a guy with a higher stock price as long as he has no money to defend himself, then it's much, much easier to take him down, right? If you see a guy at a $9 stock price and a guy at a $7 stock price, but the guy at a $9 stock price is making $500 a second, let's say, $500 a second, and the guy at the $7 stock price is making $3,000 a second, one of these guys is a lot harder to take out because he can't defend himself. Or he can defend himself, you know, and the other one's a lot easier because he can't as effectively. Just something to think about. All right. Let's go ahead and